It's Friday, June 21st. I'm Lisa Ruffiange, and this is TV7.ca News. Thank you to Coral Collective for decorating our set, and a big thank you to Rose and Onyx for once again looking after my hair. The city wants your input on traffic calming measures. We meet a farmers market vendor, and the RCMP want you to lock it up. But first, as many of you may already know, after 7 years, the Celtic Knot will be closing its doors for the last time next week. You'll have until June 30th to relive some of your memories or perhaps make some, albeit foggy, new ones. On a Facebook post from the Celtic Knot's page, owner Bill McBain thanked his staff and patrons for their support. The post also alluded to a new concept opening in August. Let us know your favorite Celtic Knot memory. Leave your comment below.
Our illustrious art gallery is proud to debut Syrian artist and newcomer to Canada Aboud Salman's art. Born in Lebanon in 1965, Salman's career has included titles such as teacher and lecturer to artist and art critic, and has authored 4 volumes of his writing. His resume also includes founding member of many groups dedicated to the advancement of contemporary Arab art, and has delivered numerous seminars on the subject. His focus is mostly large-scale canvases that visually captures the Syrian crisis and the artist's dream of peace. Salman's paintings are in collections around the world, from his home country to Tokyo, and Sweden to the United States. The exhibit, titled People Between the Rivers, opens on Tuesday and runs until September 7th. Smaller paintings will also be available throughout the duration of the exhibit.
The city wants your say on the temporary traffic calming measures that have been in place since 2017 and the steps that have been already taken to increase driver, pedestrian, and cyclist safety in the Grandin area. Improvements were initiated by concerns from area residents and influenced by a traffic safety review of the area following a tragic motor vehicle collision involving a young cyclist on Grenfell Avenue. These changes address resident concerns about intersection control, pedestrian safety, and vehicle speeds at the Grosvenor Boulevard and Grenfell Avenue intersection. The roadway changes in Grandin at the intersection of Grosvenor Boulevard and Grenfell Avenue include pedestrian crossing improvements, curb extensions, and increased signage. As the City of St. Albert decides on more permanent changes, your feedback in the ongoing process is invaluable. Traffic calming is part of a larger initiative within St. Albert to meet the objectives of the city's transportation safety plan and the priority goal of Vision Zero, where no serious injuries or fatalities result from motor vehicle collisions on our roadways. A public opinion survey is presently being conducted, and a public open house was also held this past Wednesday at the Grosvenor Pool. For more information, please visit the Grandin Traffic Calming website.
Crystal Lucier is here with some interesting tax tips.
I want money.
We've all heard the saying, the only thing certain in life is death and taxes. While we may not have much control over the former, we can take steps to reduce our tax bills. But how far would you go to save a few dollars in taxes? Some taxpayers have been very creative in trying to justify tax deductions, and while some attempts were rejected, many others were approved by tax court. Cleo Hamill, a senior tax analyst in Canada, has shared what worked and what didn't work in some unusual deduction claims. An accepted claim was additional food needed by couriers. The Federal Court of Appeal ruled additional food required by a foot courier because of the extra energy that he expended, so he claimed this as a business expense. A rejected, haircuts. Even if your job requires you to be well-groomed and get a haircut regularly, the cost of haircuts is not deductible, and this was claimed in a tax court and rejected. Accepted, diamonds are a girl's best friend. A stripper was allowed to keep nearly $2 million in gifts from a happy customer despite the fact that CRA argued that the gifts were income. The tax court ruled that these were indeed just gifts and they were not taxable. Rejected, ballet lessons. While the cost of your child's ballet lessons used to qualify for the children's art credit, it cannot be claimed as a child care expense. Accepted. Golf is not an employment expense if you hate it. A Canadian executive successfully argued that the golf membership paid by his company was not a valid employment expense because he hated playing golf. Rejected trips to Vegas. Even if your doctor recommends a trip to warmer climates to help with a skin condition, the cost of these trips to Vegas or Phoenix, Arizona cannot be claimed as a medical expense. Accepted cat and dog food. You cannot usually claim pet food, but a farmer was allowed to claim cat and dog food because it was for outdoor pets acquired to keep wildlife away from his blueberries. An accepted claim, spousal amount for widows. I find this one very interesting. If a widow remarries immediately after her husband dies, the spousal amount can be claimed by the new husband and on behalf of the deceased husband. A rejected claim. Income Tax Act is incomprehensible. Arguing that the Income Tax Act is difficult to understand is not a valid defense when you're being charged with failing to file your income tax return. Those are some very interesting cases that I wanted to share with you. I'm Crystal Lucier from Preferred Tax Solutions, and this is TV7.ca.
I want money.
The St. Albert Minor Football Association would like to remind you that early bird registration for the 2019 season is still available. Everyone is welcome. This is open to boys and girls ages 6 to 15 with no tryouts or experience necessary. Early bird registration continues until June 30th. Check out www.samfa.ca for more information. And you see Crystal Lucier every week doing our Financial Focus feature, but did you know she also runs a local business? Preferred Tax Solutions is this week's Business Spotlight.
So what we're doing is we're forging out in a series of seminars, and we're calling them CALM. So keep calm with your finances, career and life management, because it mirrors what we're supposed to learn in our CALM classes in high school. But we're learning it as an adult. When we're growing up, when we're going through school, university, our parents and school do not prepare us properly for financial adulthood, right? So there's a lot of information that we don't know. And my favorite thing to tell clients, and I'm sure they're sick of hearing it, is you don't know what you don't know. So I can tell you a piece of information, it can be completely new to you. You had no idea where to look or where to find that information or that it was even available to you, but it can be a huge benefit to you in your business because we want to share knowledge. I mean, obviously we want to get our names and our business names out there because growing our business is how we're sustaining our families because we're single mothers. But we want to help the community. We want to help women in business. We want the next generation of children growing up understanding how credit works, having a good relationship with professionals, right? I hear people say all the time, I get anxiety when I'm going to my accountant's office. Why? That person should be sharing knowledge and helping you, their support system. You shouldn't get anxiety meeting with somebody that's supposed to be assisting you in bettering your life and bettering your finances. I think the biggest message that we're trying to get out is A, your finances don't have to be scary. B, it's important that you take control and try to understand as much as you can. And C, that you work with people that you feel that you can trust and have a rapport with.
We've got a brand new segment for you where Sharon Gregresh heads down to the St. Albert Farmers Market to meet some of the vendors who make this such a great attraction to our city. This week, we talked to Howard Bloomgren from Landover Nursery.
Howard, how long have you been coming out to the St. Albert Farmers Market?
This is actually my first year at the St. Albert Farmers Market.
First year?
First
okay.
year.
What attracted you to St. Albert?
The size of it.
The size of it. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and you're bringing your succulents,
Yes.
and they're gorgeous. We'll let Steve do a zoom in on there. How long have you owned your greenhouse?
I've been doing it for 20 years in Red
Okay.
Deer.
All right. So 20 years and venturing out to St. Albert, coming here weekly for everybody to see these succulents. Now, what kind of temperature, how do these survive?
These are very durable.
Durable?
Very durable. Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Anything from 2 above to 30. 30 easy.
So can they go outside and then come in the
Yes.
house?
Yes, they're nice and portable,
Okay.
easy to look after, and that's the nice thing about them today. They're very little maintenance.
Okay. And a price range?
Oh, they range from $4 up.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to tell us about the
Not
greenhouse?
Really. We're just a little family-run business that just keeps going.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
For sure. Thank
Okay.
you.
The largest outdoor market in Western Canada is open every Saturday from 10 until 3, all the way up until the weekend before Thanksgiving.
Michelle Parker's here with our weekly Let's Get Fit segment.
Today we're going to focus in on strength training. The Canadian Physical Activity Guidelines recommends adding muscle and bone strengthening activities using major muscle groups at least 2 days per week. Now, while lifting weights is certainly a muscle and bone strengthening activity, there are so many more possibilities. Find one that you most enjoy, for if you enjoy it, you're more likely to repeat it and ultimately incorporate it into your lifestyle. Today I've laid out a few tools that I like to use for our own body weight as our weight. Now, suspension training with our TRX. We've got all core all the time as its model. It works your biceps, triceps, legs, core, and so much more. The Liberate equalizers, which we have over here in our yellow and green, they're originally built to help a client learn how to be able to do a chin-up and now used for such a big variety of activities, both for cardio and for strength. Then there's the BOSU, that blue half ball that's over there, a great tool for adding balance, stability into your training. And then a bench or simply your kitchen chair, of course, is a great tool as well too. And as always, there's also you. Think about squats, push-ups, burpees, not to mention running or going out and jumping rope. All right. Going into today's move of the week, we're going to be building muscle endurance with our burpee. Now the burpee works that upper body, arms, chest, as well as lower body, quads, hamstrings, and there's many different options with it. There's the dead man burpee, there's the jump lunge burpee, there's the double burpee, lots of variations once you get in there. Today I'm going to be showing you that basic burpee, and we'll get into that here first. So again, remember this is a cardio move as well as a strength building move. So with our burpee, our hands are coming down into that plank position, adding into that push-up, jumping those feet forward and jumping back up to the sky. So let me slow that down for you. We're going to put our hands down the floor. We're going to jump our feet back, go into our push-up, press back up, keeping that core engaged. Feet come back towards the hands, pressing through those feet as we stand back up and jump into the air. Now, if you're looking for some variations, we're going to take this down and we're going to actually walk our feet back, potentially come down to your knees if that's what's right for you, and then lower that chest towards the floor, pressing back up, walking those hands back to your feet, and finishing by raising those hands up. Now, for anybody out there who wants a challenge, here we go. Hands down, jump back, push up, bring it in, jump it up, and then you can add in things like your reverse lunge before you go back in, and do it all over again. For TV7.ca News, I'm Michelle Parker.
Join in our city's ever-popular Canada Day celebrations. July 1st in St. Albert is a time for families and friends to come together and celebrate our great country. There's fun for everyone all day long, including live music, a climbing wall, face painting, treats, and lots more at Riel Recreation Park from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Food bank donations will also be accepted near the information booth at Rotary Park. Or get some musical therapy at a concert in St. Albert Place from 7 to 10:30 p.m. Then watch the spectacular fireworks display at Mission Park presented by Kinsman Club of St. Albert. Or maybe you'd be interested in further getting involved in the day's celebrations. Have fun and make new friends from our community by volunteering during the festivities. The city is looking for volunteers aged 10 and up for public hosting, parking and traffic direction, activity assistance with inflatables, crafts, cookies, face painting and games, and more. Morning, afternoon, and evening shifts are available. For more information or to sign up to volunteer, please visit stalbert.ca /Canada-Day.
St. Albert had almost 500 reported thefts from vehicles in 2018, and the RCMP are asking for your help in stopping or reducing these crimes. According to the crime triangle theory, 3 factors have to be in place for a crime to occur, and these are a person with the desire and ability to commit the crime, a person or property that is the target of the crime, and the opportunity to commit the crime. It only takes the removal of one of these 3 factors to prevent a crime from occurring. Officers need the help of residents to disrupt the crime triangle, and removing the opportunity for the crime to happen is the easiest part for residents to address. Removing all valuables and locking the vehicle will prevent most criminals from interfering with your car. The St. Albert RCMP have intelligence that the majority of thefts from vehicle criminals walk up and down the city streets trying vehicle door handles looking for those left unlocked. Once they find an unlocked vehicle, they then steal any valuables found inside. This clip we received from a viewer clearly shows this suspect doing just that in a Heritage Lake neighborhood. The percentage of criminals that break vehicle windows to access valuables are far less than the ones who simply look for unlocked vehicles. Removing the valuables from all vehicles and locking the doors removes this opportunity for the crime to occur. So as part of your hashtag 9 p.m. routine habit, ask yourself, did I lock my car?
While calling all St. Albertan area twins, triplets, and multiples, July 13th, Twin Fest Parade and Festival will be happening. And as a father of twins myself, I'm looking forward to this event. Join me and my family for the parade starting at 10 a.m., working its way down White Avenue in Edmonton, and ending at the Tipton Arena and end of Steele Park. The festival will continue through the day, ending at 5 o'clock. For more information, go to www.twinstripletsfest.org. And once again, and as always, thanks for joining us this week. If you have any community events or news you'd like to share with our viewers, please send us an email at news@tv7.ca. And please, your opinions matter. Send us an email. Tell us how we're doing. From us at tv7.ca, I'm Paul Huckelak, and have a great week.
Hi everyone, Lisa Rufianch here. Thanks for checking out this video. If you want to stay up to date on everything going on in St. Albert, please don't forget to like us on Facebook or click the notification icon on YouTube. And of course, you can always check us out on our website, www.tv7.ca, or our Roku channel.